breeze blowing, storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't feel. Mike's where the page life is about to begin. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. There'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend, Mike, he's your man. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Look on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation Pride.
Look at that. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Brew. We are back home. I can't believe everything we've done in 3 days, and here we are. And it just hit me. I'm tired. I thought a good night's sleep. You know, we slept in the truck for 2 nighs. Not complaining. I used to do it all the time. But I don't think my feet liked it very much. I was more tired to care about my feet hurting. Now they hurt. Man, but it was a mess. Houston was a mess. Oh my gosh. Everywhere I looked, man. Trees down, buildings damaged, signs down, power lines down, the whole city out of power. And that's just not Houston. That's everybody. But I saw that, you know, coming back from the coast. So we're going to try to talk a little bit. I don't know where we're going, where we'll be, what we'll talk about. There is it Tuesday or Wednesday? I keep saying, seriously, what day is today? Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday? I don't even know. Galveston got hit too, Judith. Yep. Those bridges. Oh, that bridge going to Sargent Beach. We drove on that bridge in the peak of the hurricane. Probably the scariest thing I've ever done. Somebody else did it. And I'm like, well, they can do it. I can do it. Probably didn't make the best choices, but thanks for tuning in, everybody. I really appreciate it. I know we got a lot of people on here. There's a lot of cleanup yet to do, obviously. So I'm thinking of all of our great partners and friends that are down there helping. Furman's there right now. Maureen's is there from Texas. Coastal Claims is there. Lodging Solutions is there. OSR is there. So a lot of our supporters are on the ground helping people, which is great. Had a lot of news coverage. Yes, Heather, it's nuts. I was really appreciate Aaron Burnett. I stay out of politics. Free press is press. And apparently I was on Fox News with Brett, ABC, CBS, Weather Channel. Man, I think every network had something from our little trip to Texas. So I love to bring messaging and You know, if you listen to our coverage, thank you leading up to this event, and I think everything panned out like we talked about. I kept calling it another Sandy type of a storm multiple times. Talked about that. Talk about the deepening system and how different a deepening system is on an approach to the coast. Talked about the inland effects. Obviously, Houston, you know what I'm talking about. So the messaging is, you know, it's all about the messaging and how you interpreted it, and I appreciate it. And he's asleep, and I'm soon to be with him. He's just happy Daddy's home. It is scary, Mirtha. That bridge, my ears popped on it, and I thought I was imagining it, but my buddy Joe said the same thing. So, man, but it is good to be home. Great to be back doing our Daily Brew. Daily Brew, of course, brought to you by our great friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. The weekend is a few days away. Tropics might bring a little action to the East Coast, not Florida though. So Florida, make sure you stop by and see our great friends there. Pick up your TBBC goodies at ABC. Try saying that 10 times fast. TBBC at ABC. But man, we have a lot of great supporters allowing me doing what I do, you know? All y'all, Brew Crew included. Trust me. Wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff without your all support. Last minute plane tickets aren't cheap, that's for sure. Or rental cars. Hey, buddy. All right. Look at that dust map. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Well, let's say hi for a few minutes. Just haven't got to do this in a while. Ian, I got your report this morning. You know, this storm, listen, we've been talking about this storm for forever. Forever. Caribbean, Jamaica, Yucatan, God, and now Texas. And not only Texas, believe it or not, this thing brought storms to Louisiana, Arkansas through the night. We're going to have bad storms in New England Northeast today because of Beryl. Beryl's still spinning. Cape Verde seed, I'm telling you. I got bags under my eyes, I probably do. I'm tired. No storm coming, Charleston. We'll talk about that in a minute. What's up, Greg? Hey, man. It was a wild ride, buddy. Good to see Furman on the ground, though, with Lowe's, helping people out with their generators. That's pretty cool. Oh, what else we talk about real quick? Thank you, Mr. Joseph. I was on TV, Desiree. Yeah, I was. With my flip-flops on. They didn't get to show the flip-flops. I did swing into the local Walmart I wanted to represent, so I bought an $8 Texas t-shirt. Laura over there in Brew Crew chat, Uncle in Indiana said they had a tornado. Possible flooding in Vermont. I know Beryl's messing with a lot of folks. Again, more than just a landfall. Yeah, any new Brew Crew members, we really appreciate your support. We mentioned this before, though. It's impossible to process them all, especially during a storm. So we do appreciate the new folks. So, all right, say goodbye, Louie. Let's talk about the weather. Good morning, Allie Key. Cool, Michelle. Glad everybody's okay. Bobo, I told him I was storm chasing, and you know what they did? They gave me a Rebel, Dodge Ram Rebel. It had power outlets. It had 110, had about 5 USB spots in it, 4-wheel drive, extra big tires, and it was pretty cool. Oh man! All right, buddy. I know you missed your daddy, but you got to go to the vet this weekend. I promised the girls a vacation. I cut our vacation short 3 days because of Beryl. Not complaining, trust me. That's what I love to do. I'm not complaining. But I told Julie, let's have a second vacation. So we will not be live Friday or Monday. Hey, as long as you pay for that insurance, I brought it back. It was, just $39.99 a day. So that's a dust map currently. I just wanted to show you this. I just saw we had an air quality alert in Florida because of that. So if you're wondering if you got any alerts on your phone or anything, we got an air quality alert. It's because we have dust. Look at what I bought. I bought a souvenir too. Now, I will always be a part of Texas. I flew out to Harold last year. Everybody said, why'd you go to Harold? Well, one, I was bored, and two, it was the only thing cooking. But now I can legitimately say I was in a hurricane in Texas. So there you go. I'm going to hang this up in the back porch. This actually came in handy and was my laptop mount on my on my rental truck because I had Joe with me. I normally put it on the seat, but I put it between us, and it worked out really well. You could not believe how fast we transformed our rental car into a storm chaser. Gotta tell you something. All right, so anyway, that's a dust map. Listen, anybody in the Caribbean watching us? Huge dust over y'all right now, over the Lesser Antilles, Windward Islands. Huge dust. This is going to help keep things a little quiet. I'm not a big dust hyper anymore because both our systems we've been tracking across the Atlantic, Beryl stayed underneath that dust. So not always, not always what you think. So I'm staying away from that one for now. Here's a current tropics map. So I posted this. Tropics always does this to me. I don't post the tropics map at 8 a.m. because usually 7:45 there's a new one. Or I when it's 7 a.m. I'm like, I probably shouldn't post the tropics update because we got a new one coming out at 8. Today I did it, and it did it to me again. I should have waited 15 minutes. I posted no tropical development expected in the next 7 days, and then boom, we get this at 8 o'clock. I was like, if I had hair, I'd pull it out. Yeah, let me tell you, Joe did a great job. Starlink was phenomenal. What's up, Braxton? How's the East Coast doing, buddy? I'm part of Texas now, Candy, yes. The only Tex-Mex we got was in the hotel, or the airport lobby, but it was good. I don't remember the name of the place. I don't keep receipts, but not in my pocket. I mean, digitally I do, but it was pretty good. The $28 margarita. I sipped it slow. Nancy Joe's a little shook up, I think. I really do. He's like, I can't believe this is a Cat 1. He kept saying, if I had $1 for every local up there that told me, first off, when I got there, I asked about 10 different people. Same response. It's only going to be rain. It's only rain. They're hyping this up. It's only rain. I asked 10 different people afterwards. Oh my God, I've never seen nothing like it. This is crazy. No way this, well, it was a Cat 1, but people told me this. And if you were watching my lives, we talked to 2 locals during my live, and one guy walked up and goes, this is one hell of a Cat 1. But I got to tell you a gas story real quick. So we stopped by a local Walmart when we got there, and I always buy a can of gas. And by the way, 5-gallon can of gas was $32.99. What's up with that? But anyway, people were prepping. Filled it up, thank goodness. Yesterday, was it yesterday, 2 days ago? I don't remember now. But I had an interview with Aaron Burnett on CNN, which appreciate it. Free press, I'll take any press. I don't care who it is. We have viewers on all different parts of the world, and politics I stay out of. I've grown out of that. I love everybody equally. But we were on our way to Houston to do a live on-air interview, and I didn't think about it. But when we left Houston, or we left our interview, we were going to go north close to the airport. We were going to George Bush Airport. Started looking around at the exits, and I started seeing darkness. Our only goal was, after that interview, was to have a hotel bed and good food and a beer. Well, guess what? The whole city was out of power. There was no hotels, there was no restaurants, and you know what? There was no gas. And if there was a gas station open, the line literally was like a mile long. And I seen cops at the gas stations, probably because it got a little crazy. So we decided, all right, we'll go back to the hotel at the airport. Maybe they got a room. They didn't have a room, but they did have a restaurant. They're like, we have the only restaurant open in Houston, is probably because they have their generator, you know. So we parked and we had to put 3 gallons in out of that 5. We got to the airport. We parked. We ate. It was the best. I don't even remember what we ate. We slept in the car in the parking lot. So we did stay at the Marriott. We just stayed in the parking lot of the Marriott. Joe put in the rest of the gas. He left about that much. Guess what? You know what our alarm clock was at 6:30 in the morning? The truck running out of gas. And we looked at each other. We're like, well, time to wake up. And that little bit of gas we had left got us to the rental car dump-off place. And we appreciate National. They waived, of course, all the extra fees for gas. I'm like, I'm not really going to complain, but obviously you know there's no gas. I couldn't fill it up. They're like, no, we're not going to do that. So that was a crazy story with gas. And I feel for you up there, everybody. The hotel brought in these massive generator trucks, and I mean, it is not fun. Not fun. Half the airport was canceled flights because, you know, workers can't come in. And we were on Spirit, believe it or not. We were one of the only flights leaving Houston. So thank you, Spirit Airlines, for flying us home. But one time, everybody, you know, makes comments about Spirit, but I liked it. And guess what? We were one of the only planes that were leaving. So somebody was looking out for me. That's for sure. Anyway, Brian, thank you, buddy. But anyway, welcome back home, Bill. Thank you, everybody. All right, let's talk about some weather, and then we'll talk about some stuff. So, and real quick, since people will be fading away, you know, first off, I'm not gonna take people coming to my page anymore giving me crap. I'm just not. You're probably gonna get deleted. You know, somebody made a comment last night, really fired me up about, you know, I understand you went to Texas, but don't you realize that we had a bad hurricane too, Ian and Nicole? And I'm like, listen, do your homework. You know, don't assume that I didn't care about Florida, because that just just made me mad. But you know, a lot of people didn't understand my comment and said that, you know, this was one of the worst hurricanes I've been in. Yes, I've been in 4 major hurricanes. I'm allowed to say my opinion is it was one of the worst that I've been in. And then people tell me that my opinion is wrong, triggers me. I'm sorry. People have opinions, that's fine. But don't tell me my opinion's wrong, especially when you weren't in it. And when I'm on the ground, hearing it from 99% of the people on the ground, the same thing that I just said. So unless you were there and experienced it, don't tell me I'm wrong. It really pisses me off. Sorry. But a lot of storm chasers said the same thing. A lot of famous storm chasers. One gentleman just got back from the Caribbean. He said, this is almost worse. He's like, I was in a 3-4 down there, and this is unbelievable. So, strengthening hurricanes, I'm telling you, seen it, talked about it. Strengthening hurricanes on approach are totally different. I mentioned to Joe one time, the rain sheet. This is so silly. But the rain sheets leading up to Sargent Island were going along the ground. And I've seen rain before. I'm not stupid. But these rain sheets were on the ground level, scooting across the roads like I've never seen. And I told Joe, I said, that's weird looking. It just, you know, lowering pressure systems, those winds reach the surface differently. And it was intensifying. And if you don't think that storm was intensifying over land, look at the Houston area. Do you realize there was 110 tornado warnings? 110 because of Beryl. So, but all right, so let's talk about some things. All right, so that's a little spot popped up. I don't think it's anything. I don't see any models really doing much with it. It's just a low pressure area. It's going to kind of go north. So yeah, it's there, but it looks like weekend rains Friday, Saturday into North Carolina, a little bit in South Carolina. I'll show you here. No, I don't think it's anything to worry about. Never say never to tropics, but nothing's showing right now. Everything's above 1010 millibar, which is a sign that shouldn't get anything too much. But today, let me talk about a few things. I got some random graphics up just to go through a bunch of stuff I want to talk about importantly. So Beryl right now currently is over Ohio and Indiana. It's actually going to keep on going. But you know what? These things rotate which way? Counterclockwise. It's going to spin a lot of storms. And we got a yellow tornado area across New York today. This is all because of Beryl. So big storms. I'm telling you. You're in this area. Pay attention today. Here's that tornado outlook. Large brown area. That means probably going to be tornado watches in the brown area. But that yellow area is a little more definite that we can see some tornadoes. And as a matter of fact, I got a tornado cast button here that's really interesting to watch. NATO cast is on Twitter. Let's see if they have a recent one on. They don't have really a recent one, but there you go. I mean, NATO cast is really good. It kind of highlights areas, and it's done good in the past. So I always look at NATO cast too for any probabilities. Flooding is going to be a big concern today and tomorrow. Unfortunately, here we go. This is flash flooding risk today, all from Beryl. So some of the areas last year they got hit with flooding all last year. Vermont, New Hampshire there, northern New York. Could be some flooding today because of Beryl. Crazy, right? And a little bit tomorrow on the East Coast. So let's see what else we got to talk about. So let's go back to Beryl. If you think we've been talking about Beryl a long time, look at this. I threw this together. So I went back and looked at all my little reels. 623, I mentioned it, but I kind of was like, it's not very historically favored. So 624, I amped it up a little bit, started believing it. So, and then 625, it was just coming off of Africa. And then 626, the models really started picking up on it. So that was a long time. 624. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What are we up to? 20 days? I can't count that high. I ran out of fingers. 624. Man, I've mentioned before, man, long track storms are exhausting for everybody. For sure. What else I got popped up? Well, this is not funny. Hopefully those folks are okay. I don't know if they were writing out or not, but this was on Sergeant Beach, and the campground was called Son of a Beach. But those two campers were on their side. Just a bunch of the scenes that I had. A lot of house damage, a lot of roof damage. It wasn't just RVs. A lot of roofs were off. Not complete roofs, but corner parts of roofs down, daylight. But that was kind of the story here, Beryl. Maybe that's the official sign of Beryl. Son of a Beach. Here is a cool radar imagery here from Brian McNulty. He's become a good internet friend. We never met personally, but he does these radar loops. This kind of gives you an idea what happened with Beryl as it approached there. We started getting outer bands, obviously, hitting lower parts of Texas, and then it really started getting its act together. The pressures were lowering. It really got its act together. Strengthened over land, in my opinion. Still had somewhat of an eye. Look at all those tornado warnings. I mean, it was unbelievable. So that's Beryl in a nutshell right there. Crazy, right? Let's leave that up there again. Hello, Miss Liz. I appreciate that. Goodyear. What's your? I love Goodyear with NASCAR. Somebody complained about the app. Well, you can. The website's always free. Hey, just look at it as like tipping your hostess or host or the pizza guy. $2 a month for 30 days of constant updates. I think it's fair. Johnny, we met. I can't see your picture. Where did we meet at, bud? Met a lot of people this week, man. Pretty cool. Kit, good morning from VA. Got some big rain coming. Chad Robbins, good morning, buddy. Did I see where you're at today? You should do a shirt of where's Chad. Good morning, Miss Amy Brown. What's up, Bertha? What's up, Ms. Morgan? So yeah, strengthening system on approach. I sounded like a broken record talking about this possibility, and it played out. So that is 100% the case with Beryl. It was deepening pressure on approach. It peaked. Luckily, it ran out of time, but still was intense. Category 1. Maybe they'll go back and reanalyze it, but nonetheless, the damage was done regardless of what category it was. But it's just another eye-opening wake-up that we can't focus on the category strength. I harp on that all the time, and if anybody knows me, I do. So this is nothing new. That's why I flew out there assuming we were going to see something. I didn't think we were going to see it that bad, to tell you the truth. When I made that drive to Houston, I couldn't believe the trees down. I'm telling you, I just could not believe it. I mean, it was damages that I've seen during major hurricanes. Big, 2-3 foot diameter trees down everywhere I looked. It was not just one little house. It was everywhere. So, incredible satellite imagery there. What else we got popped up here? Let me see. All right, so we talked about this always comes back to me. This is Hurricane Elsa back in 2021. We were under same time of the year too. Look, July 6th. This is really odd. Really, really odd, honestly. Anyway, we had a hurricane warning for Tampa Bay northward. Pretty serious. We had 75 mile an hour, but still a hurricane, right? And I was out chasing it. The year before, we had Elsa or Ada right off the coast. So it was like, this is deja vu. A few months later, here we got same exact setup. But this system barely made rain. It completely went poof right before landfall. Models didn't do very good. Models didn't do really good with Beryl either. Euro was way off. But what did do good were the hurricane hunters. And watching this in real time, we look at the pressure. And when the storm was off the coast of Sarasota, it was 1,000 millibar. Now, not really pressures indicating hurricane. Still had some purple wind barbs, though. So it was still putting out some winds. A couple passes later, 1,002, 1,003, 1,007 on his approach to Tampa. Just a few miles difference. So that was a wild storm watching it completely go poof. Now, they had some things. The MJO was an extremely suppressed stage. And again, a lot of dry air was wrapping into this thing, and it just helped it the opposite way. So no two storms are alike. No two H's are alike. No two Cat 1s are alike. And this is a prime example where this was an opposite of Beryl, where it almost did nothing. There was a couple tornado warnings through the middle part of the state as the outer bands, but as far as the impact area, we didn't get nothing. So it was interesting. There is what the Windy app looks like. So I shared that this morning. I guess we can look at it live. Let's look at it live. We'll show that since I want to lose my focus here. But this is where it's at right now. This is incredible. This is surface winds. And we'll go to 850. Let's go to 1,000 millibar. So we talked about Cape Verde seed. I've mentioned that so many times with Beryl, and it definitely played out. Whoa, there's Earth. I went for a ride and came right back. There are surface winds for Beryl. Still got a tight core, low surface. Incredible. So Cape Verde seed is I don't know if it's I don't know if it's a real term or not, but Beryl came off Africa with spin, and any time I've seen a hurricane with spin, they bounce back quick, and Beryl bounced back quick twice. And here it is, still spinning today. And throughout the day, these winds are going to start wrapping around, and that's why we got all these storms on the east-northeast side, just like it's a land cane, I'm telling you. All right, that other graphic that popped up, these are the tornado warnings for Beryl. East side, northeast side is always. Hunter, come here, buddy. You want to? Oh, you just ran away. I thought you wanted me to pick you up. This just kind of shows you how crazy Beryl was. Look at these tornado warnings. As this low came up, it's just amazing, the tornado warnings that it spawned as it went north. So, not just landfall with Beryl. It was a record. I think it was a record day. One of the biggest outbreaks in U.S. history. I don't know what number it is. Actually, there's like 120 something now, I heard, not just 110. But the most ever for July. So that was pretty impressive right there. Let's see, what else are we talking about? Good information there, Shelly. I'm reading up on it. That's great, man. I'm sure y'all had a great time. You're doing what we do with the softball world now. Travel. Oh, by the way, both Louis Cups. This was trivia on the MWP cruise, by the way. We did trivia. We're going to do better trivia. That was a last second idea, Shelly. But so one of the questions was, what cup does Mike drink out of when the Louis cups are dirty? And it's the Princess Cup. It's Emily's cup. So it's my little bit of history. All right. I do want to show one thing. Colorado State brought up new Outlook. They update their Outlook frequently based on, which is smart. I know they get a lot of heat for it, but reality is it is cool to update because things change, And let me show you that. I thought I reshared it. Uh-oh, that didn't sound good. What was that? Oh, it's Julie's computer, I hope. That was not a good sound. I thought I reshared it. Where the hell? Oh, there it is. Okay. So this came out yesterday. Watts, nothing's happening on the East Coast. That's just going to be a rainmaker. I'm going to show you that here in a second. Not Blaine. That might have been a record for the storm. Jason, 23 in Arkansas, right? Sometimes they don't make touchdown. But screenshot from July 3rd. That's a good map there, K-Dog. Even though we might not have a confirmed tornado on the ground, it still tells you that it was indicated, which means there's winds. So to me, a tornado warning, whether it verifies or not, just means it's a bad supercell and you're going to get winds and storms anyway. So anyway, oh, Johnny Weaver. Oh, buddy, I'm glad I saw that. Johnny Weaver. God, yeah. Future meteorologist, by the way. Proud of you for that, man. Yeah, because of Johnny. Johnny, please. Johnny's in Facebook chat right now. First off, I've never seen a bridge like this. Is the bridge that goes to Sargent Island. Or Sargent Beach. I think it was an island. I don't know if it's officially an island or not, but this bridge had to be one of the highest bridges I've ever seen. And I started going up the first time, and the truck started rocking. And I'm like, no. And I looked up. I'm like, there ain't no way we're going up on this bridge. I mean, and then all of a sudden this truck comes down. And I'm like, you just did that? And I'm like, man, if he can do it, I can do it. And I did it because of Johnny. That'd be a funny shirt. I did it because of Johnny. But if you know, it was scary. Phil's scared. Joe was a little scared. Anyway. But, by the way, Starlink did really good. I was very impressed. Arthur, I don't know what Joe was doing. I think we were up 2 nights straight. So it was a little while. Anyway, this Colorado State University came out with this yesterday, and they, believe it or not, increased their forecast. Increased their forecast for the remainder of the season. Now, they already include Alberto, Beryl, and Chris. We had Chris. Poor Chris never got any love. Chris had his 15 minutes of fame. But I got mine's about due, too. So these are already included in the forecast. So they're still calling for 22 named storms. 22 more. They're calling for 5 more major hurricanes. Crazy. And that's because a lot of the modeling just came out. Long-range modeling still showing a very strong La Nina, which, very low wind shear, showing, very warm, abnormally warm waters ahead. Precipitation outlooks for the months of August, September, October just came out, and showing a very moist Atlantic and main development region all the way up through the Caribbean, all the way up through the U.S. So those, I think one thing that we learned with Beryl is that water does a lot. Hot water does a lot. If all the other conditions align, hot water definitely does a lot. So, Serena, I don't think hurricane ever ends. Officially, though, Serena, it does end November 30th. Every time Joe woke up, I think I was outside trying to do a video. It was impossible to do a video. It was so windy, and that rain was coming in sideways. But that's, anyway, that came out. All right, so real quick, let's talk about the weather. A lot of people might be worried about this little yellow circle. Let's go to our trusty models here, tropicaltidbits.com. If you don't follow Levi, please do. Great master of meteorology, and sort of following him back in the Weather Underground days when we had the chat there. His passion for tropics is, as passionate as you can get. Had somebody last night announce their departure from Mike's Weather Page, which is fine. I could care less. And they said they're going to go to Levi. I'm like, awesome, because Levi is the man, and I praise him every chance I get. So you're not hurting my feelings. I think he does amazing. My content isn't for everybody, and that's what makes the world go around. Hey, I think it's awesome. So definitely want to follow him on all your social. He does a lot of YouTube videos. I was talking to him about maybe getting into the TikTok world. So I might be helping him do that. Andrea, yeah, I feel for you there in New Caney, Texas. They're saying no power until 7:14. Gas lines are hours long. I'm trying to explain to people. I've never seen gas lines that long before. It's scary. I was so worried we were going to run out of gas, and I didn't know what we were going to do. Ian said it felt like a Cat 10. Well, it was like you said. Ian, you told everybody don't turn your back on this storm, and he's in Jamaica. I'm telling you, this guy just had that weird feel about it that it was going to be powerful. I learned a lot from Levi. Everybody does. He is like a school teacher. Hey, what's up, Ryan Van Fleet down in the Keys? Yeah, we got an actual air quality alert here in the peninsula. It kind of hit me too. Yeah, my circle's very small, Shelly. Joe's very So I think the next chase, it's going to be the three of us. We just got to find a room for the back seat. What's up, Sean? How's Massachusetts doing? Yeah, it is scary that they didn't prepare. I don't know how you prepare. Maybe, so again, I think it goes all back for me, the Tropical Meteorology Award. It's not that I'm a meteorologist. I say that, many, many times. But maybe it's the messaging that I try to work hard on. And, messaging and describing, I think I've gotten a lot better at. I will toot my own horn because I believe being in these storms, seeing that I can tell people more, that you will experience this. It is going to do this. Not being in any storms, you could say it, but experience is everything, and you can't teach that experience. So I'm glad to have the experience and the messaging, to pass along. The science behind it, a little above my brain level, but I do learn a lot and constantly learning. So, yeah, Levi's straight, man. Straight down to the core, man. He is like weather. He is not goofy, and he doesn't do cheek alerts like I do. He just recently got married, by the way, and I wonder sometimes what his wife. Well, I think she's weather too, so she puts up with him. But he has a real, job with NOAA or National Weather Service, can't remember, and he still takes time to do tropics. He doesn't. His tropics isn't his real, job with NOAA. It's something else. So he does it on his own time too. So he's passionate. He had great updates. For Beryl, and website is a valuable tool for thousands of people. Really, started it all. He kind of came up with the first tropical website for people. It was really hard to find this stuff. Him and Weather Nerds, the two I lean on the most, Matt and Levi. So this little spot off the coast. It's kind of a leftover low pressure area that we talked about. Remember, it was over here. It kind of swung around, and we did talk about it a lot. Beryl kind of stole the show, but models just ain't doing much with it, which is good news. Very, very, high pressure. Nothing's really showing. Here's tomorrow, the Euro, just an area of low pressure. Nothing's really showing any development yet. It's not an invest yet, but it's just a low pressure. I mean, so at this point, it's more of a rainmaker. You can follow the moisture trail on where it's going with the moisture trail. Kind of see it sitting out there and watch it just kind of get pulled to the north a little bit. So, other than being a yellow circle, it's just going to kind of bring enhanced rain to the mainly North Carolina northward. So a little bit maybe for the Florida East Coast, but I'm just not seeing it. So let's look at some ensembles and look at rainfall. So let's look at rainfall totals first. You will be getting a lot of rain, especially North Carolina. So let's zoom in on North Carolina first. And kind of show you, there's a little bit of Virginia too. This is rainfall. So most of this rainfall begins tomorrow. You can start to see the accumulation through Friday, through Saturday, and might be through Sunday. So there's your rainfall through Sunday at least. There's some areas with 4 to 5 inches. Darker reds, 3, 4, 5 inches rain. Which is good because I think a lot of that area is in a drought. Let's show you here. Yes, Arthur, yes, 100%. If you're looking at generators, there's a link on the top of my site, you get 30 off. There's your rainfall maps for Virginia and North Carolina and South Carolina. So, unfortunately, they're in a D2 drought in a lot of areas, and Mother Nature coming to help out. But as far as anything strong goes, I just don't see it, which is good. Let's hope, right? Let's look at tropical cyclone chances here. None. There's not one ensemble showing tropical development off the East Coast for now. That's good. And you know what I shared yesterday? 15 days out. Almost nothing. Little guy there, but you want to see more than just one. So it could be a quiet week ahead. I don't go past a week anymore, but that's a good sign. I think the tropical probability map did show a little bit of development off the East Coast, but not tropical storm percentage, just depression. Maybe when it clears out of here, maybe, but I don't know. That's tropical depression. I'm careful to share stuff like that because there's really no model support. So this is how my brain thinks. Okay, so it's like, all right, well, we got this color out showing tropical depression chances look pretty hefty, but until there's model support or you see something, you just don't see anything right now. So we go back to our trusty Knoll School site here, and look, it's just kind of a leftover trough, like a frontal line here, and no real spin to it. So until we start to see any signs of that, there's a lot of wind shear out above it from Beryl, so wouldn't worry about it yet. We do have a lot of heat. I'm not going to push heat anymore. We know it's hot out there, but we do have hazardous heat coming for Florida. Strong Bermuda high. Heavy rain there for our area there off of the coast. They're saying 7/12, which would be Friday, but it could extend into Saturday. Daily rains. Let's look at that. Give everybody a better idea what's going on there. Daily rains from this little area off of the coast. Daily rains make life a lot easier sometimes. There's your daily rains. So not much cooking here, but then we go to Thursday. Starting to see some in North Carolina, and then on Friday it moves on up, and then it starts to move on out Saturday, and then Sunday, and then Monday, and then Tuesday. So there you go. No worries on that. I can't see that thing doing anything. Long range map here. It's experimental, but not showing anything up till July 30th. That's good news. Everybody's talking about the dust, the big dust. There's what it looks like on our Sky Tower Fox Hurricane website. Apparently I was on Fox with Brett Bauer. Is that how you say his name? Showing some of my videos. But there's a dust, man. We got a air quality alert in Florida because of it. So that dust did make it to the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, we had Tony Tara. Did we used to have a Tony? I didn't know that, Anthony. Did they take it away? Man, you had your moment taken away, man. When we got out of the truck at well, I'll tell you what, it was hot in Texas because when our air kicked off in the Marriott parking lot, like in 5 minutes they got hot. So I'm so glad we didn't have to sleep in that truck with no air. Andrew, thank you, buddy. Cohen, they don't get to me too bad. I think the only thing that gets me is they don't know me, so they'd have to insult and make, Cool, man. Fort Lauderdale News, Bill. That's neat. Oh, Hazy in Tampa Bay. What's up, Brandy? Oh, Arthur, great point. Listen, so there were so when we made our great escape, Reed Timmer was leading the way. Of course, Reed and I are friends. We had to stop, and we didn't have to. We stopped. How about that? Because they had air rescues going on with airboats, and it was that bad. Flooding was bad. People there told me they had a Cat 1 a few years back. It was nothing like this. So, again, every storm is different. But so I was talking to this gentleman that's first responders for natural disasters, and I met him with Idalia, but he was telling me one of the campers rolled probably 3-4 times, they estimated. It crossed the road, and there was somebody in it, and he only got a few bruises. They had to rescue him, because he was bruised. They did take him away in an ambulance, but he said there was some pole in there, or something was in this camper he grabbed a hold of, and the thing rolled. But the winds were so strong, it literally rolled his camper across the street. But he was okay, which is great. I am not ever camping again, Shelley. But we are going on that new margarita cruise. That was my promise to the girls. Like I said, not complaining, but we were supposed to go Monday to Margaritaville and Auburndale. And by the way, they are the best. I'm telling you, I met the owners. I met some of the staff. Love you all. This is what Sarah would do. They had an incredible band I got to see. They were so cool to Sarah. They got Sarah up on the stage. She got to sing. Oh my God, it was a great time. I came home a day early. Came home Saturday. This is my dedication. This is my hobby still. I love it. I'd rather talk tropics and do this than anything else. I was telling Joe, I need to break away sometimes. Like I need to wake up and drink coffee out on the back porch, but I don't. I gotta start, man. I gotta back away sometimes because I'm just obsessed, and I just love it. I mean, I do love it. I just need a. But anyway, I told the girls do whatever, So anyway, there's that new Margaritaville ship out of Tampa we're gonna try, and it's only 4 days. So they are at Bell's right now buying dresses because I think the funnest part for girls on a cruise is getting dressed up. My funnest part on the cruise will be reading the internet, looking at weather, because that's what I like. No, I'm sorry, Shelly. I know, Shelly, but hey, like I told you before, you deserve to do your fun with Mason. So we did it, man. We did it. We made it. No stacking pictures. Cool. Fox 8 News in New Orleans. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, we made. Hey, listen, I love it. I love the videos, and I didn't see Jim Cantori, Bob. I don't know. I went on his Twitter feed today, and I did not see his. I don't think he went. Obviously, I don't think he went anywhere. Which I'm surprised. I hope he's doing okay. Maybe he's not. Maybe he had prior arrangements and something. But we didn't bump into each other like I thought we would. Message him maybe. See. Another thing that was incredible was these rocks that showed up from the storm surge. They were huge. I moved one for Reed. He was trying to back up. And I was like, oh, God, I look like a wimp. All these storm chasers are out there. I'm like, brr. But no. Huge rocks were brought up from the surge, man. And I'm thinking, the power of water to move these rocks. Again, I'm hyping, right? No. These rocks. And Joe was like, where'd they all come from? Because when the water went down, it looked like Stonehenge. They were piled up and everywhere on the road. It's like crazy. Oh, he hadn't seen him on TV. Well, there you go. He must be having something going on. So, yeah, let's talk about the air quality alert. So we do have dust on the bottom of my page here. I have an air quality map. Let's see what it looks like for South Florida. It's not showing up really anything This is ozone and PM. I don't know what. Let's see. We got another map here. Air quality. We got a smoke map. Let's see what this smoke map looks like. I don't know if it's going to show. This might be more wildfire smoke, but basically, oh, there's another one I got. Maybe it's air pollution map. It's a very active map. I don't know. I don't have a really good air quality map. I got to find one. I don't know if this is it or not, but we do have an air quality. Well, it's yellow. That's why we're under yellow. So, yeah, I mean, that might be the one. I don't know. So I took off all the tropics maps. I do need to update the Enzo map. This is issued in April. Looks the same though, but I still need to update that. So yeah, it was incredible. Hey Keisha, how's it going? How'd you do in Jamaica? Lots of dust for you all down there, man. Crazy. That dust plume was massive. Massive dust, I'm telling you. Yeah, you know, of all the clips, Arthur, that they showed on CNN, it was me getting out of the truck in the wind. And it was... I guess they thought that was a good one. I don't know. How do you like my cheek forecast? I said we should start measuring winds with cheeks. That was wind in my cheek. I did it in slow motion. You can see it moving around. The girls didn't think it was very funny, but it was hard to breathe, and I'm not exaggerating. It was like crazy. Here's some of the after effects. I don't think they're all going to fit in the screen, but you get the idea. These, this was fascinating. The surge lines, and they had this house got beat up really bad. Windows are all out. There's those campers that got flipped. The other side looking that way, just kind of showing you the surge line. This was sad. All these houses, roofs were ripped off, but this is the camper that got completely destroyed. I hope nobody was in it. But look at the roof damages. I mean, I know everybody's saying, campers, yeah, but there's a lot of roof damage. There's a storage facility that got all blown apart there. You can see that. There's some of the roofing that ended up knocking the power lines down. There's another house, some roofing down. I mean, I couldn't drive as far as I wanted to because of the surge. We found one road I probably shouldn't have been on, but we made it. Just kind of same scenes, just, everywhere you look, just damage and surge and guaranteed, locals told me that it was nothing that they expected. There's a video out there with the Coast Guard showing the surge from Sargent Beach too. So it was the backside surge too. I'm going to show you more about that here in a second. But if you look off in the distance here, we got roofs off, campers on their side. I mean, all these back here I couldn't get to, but roof damages on all these homes. There's something that was there that got flattened. This is that main road that was underwater. That let me just show you this road that I'm on right now. Right, this is that road. I'm going to show you here in a second. There's more damage there, back there damage. So just everywhere you looked, this was not just there's a trailer on its side. This was not an isolated tornado. This was straight line winds from our system. That's just a sampling of one little area. But let me just, for example, show you this little guy. First off, I called it the face. Every storm has a face, right? This is not funny, but it looks like a mouth right down here. Looks like Beavis from the side, or Butthead, one of the two. But as the storm went off to the northeast, right? Think about this. So it did, in my opinion, not backed by anything, it did continue strengthening like we saw with Ida in New Orleans. I was there. Hurricane hunters told me they think it was strengthening over land. They don't fly over land, but it was strengthening over land. And that surge that you saw there now, when our system went to the north, these winds now were coming in this direction. And all that surge came in, not from the Gulf per se, but from the side, backside surge. And that's what trapped us, was these winds shifted as the storm went north. Now, there's a lot of folks, man, in Galveston area, all the way to Louisiana, that are out of power that have the same stories. I mean, Galveston apparently got beat up really bad in all those little cities, you know. I mean, I'm just sampling one that I was at, obviously. But here's let me show you this one. Again, it doesn't make the whole screen, but let me put it to example. So there's a bridge that connects the beach part of Sargent Beach, and that was Reed Timber, by the way, in the truck there. But this shows you, this is a road, obviously, that we had to keep backing up on. The surge kept rising, and this is, I think, the early part, but everybody had to keep backing up because the surge was coming up on the bridge. Luckily, it was a big bridge. Felt really safe. But there's the water coming in. It's incredible, right? I mean, there's the winds pushing it. This is an idea of the surge coming in. You can just see the wind pushing the water. There's another video of that water just coming in. And now this is the other side of the island. There's that backside surge I'm talking about. So this is going basically north. This road should be going northeast. And this is that surge that came in. Where down here is those homes that I was showing. So all this water came in now from the tail of our system that was blowing in, covering the road out of here. I mean, that just gives you an idea. I mean, look at that. Water just racing in. I mean, that's how fast surge comes in. So this water is just flying in here at daybreak. Now, that house got beat up. All the windows got... Now, this is the road. You start to see the homes right here. But this is the road to where we were at. Look at this little thing. It didn't make it, whatever that thing was. It's like a house or steps there. But this is that surge, man. And all this area up here was underwater. And there's our road. There was no... And I'm on the bridge. That's why this video, I think, went viral. I was filming things that nobody could film. It was still crazy winds. So I was up there trying to film with rain blasting the camera. So I took about 1 million pics and video to get a good one because everything was just getting soaking wet. I was dripping wet. But that's our road. And I just can't believe it. Look at this. Right? Look at that. That's crazy. I've never experienced surge up close like this. That trailer was rocking and floating away. Obviously, you know, there's a camper underwater. This house, I mean, they're on stilts, yeah, but still just amazing to see and hear, you know. And this is I couldn't get a really good one here, but this, look, you can just see that. That's all covering that area with those homes that were massive surge coming in. That was just crazy. And I can say that because I saw it. There's our little CNN spot there. They were in Houston. I don't know if I got any other videos. I had a drone video. By the way, props to our Furman family out there. They were helping people with generators with their FAST team. Here's another. Here's a good drone video. So this is this one little area. Obviously, camper down, roof gone. This house really got beat up. Roof's gone. You know, again, the negative comments come out about the campers. Well, more people than just campers got damage, and so, you know, whatever. But I was shocked with these campers because look at 3 of them on their side. I mean, on their side. There's something. There's a roof gone there. Something was here. It's gone. That roof is all tore up, bad. You know, there's another roof there. There's a camper down. Something was there. It's gone. That over here is a lone little camper. There's a whole something there all tore up. So yeah, I mean, it's maybe it's Cat 1 damage. I'm sure it is. It's just I've covered 4 major hurricanes, and maybe I just wasn't in the right area at the right time. But for wind damage along with surge was just to me a lot of just a little shocking. That's all. See, and I didn't go. We were in a hurry to get out of there, and I mean over more to the west. There was even more houses that were. I drove. Those are the houses I drove by. Look at this little area beat up, man. Roof gone, camper on its side again, another roof gone. There's that one camper that was completely destroyed. Just a small sampling of this area at least that was really hit hard. I mean, and again, I'm not saying it was a major hurricane. I mean, I just said it was one of the worst that I've experienced. Meaning, I only experienced 11 storm eye walls now. So my personal experience, it was one of the worst. I mean, for wind damage. Every storm's different. Perry was a lot of tree damage. Trees came down, and that was the story there. This is a story of surge and winds. I got another video too I never even looked at. This has got another minute to go. I'll see what else is on here. I don't think I even watched this thing. I uploaded it so quick. Just to kind of show. There's people drive. There's a car over here somewhere stranded. Anyway. Another camper on its side. More roof damage. But, this is, like I said, a tiny sampling of what that whole area experienced. All right, well, there's that. Oh, now my phone's ringing. I don't know who that is. Anyway, lambs, yeah, some roofs, well, that's just the winds. The winds are just, they come and burst. One thing that I'm sure anybody down there that saw, winds are weird. They roll in moments, like, whoosh, and then they stop, they'll stop, but you just get these pulses of winds. It's moments of winds. Oh, Tammy just shared a story on our Brew crew. She has a friend in Frisco that left, or a Facebook friend in Galveston. She listened to us and evacuated. We came home to her house full of water and a tree down on the roof. Brandy, I think my adrenaline was pumping higher. Like I said, I mean, God, I kept asking Joe. I'm like, I hope I'm not hyping. Am I hyping, Joe? Because I don't want to do. I'm not that guy. I mean, really, I really ain't. I'm not that guy. And I'm like, I'm not trying to make more of this than what it was. That's just not me. I haven't watched these. I hate watching myself. But listen.
It's incredible. Nothing like I've ever seen, especially being a Cat 1. I've been in a lot of major hurricanes.
So I was behind my truck right now.
These winds are relentless. The surge is coming up. We've had to back up the truck a few times. Several feet here coming up close to this bridge. We've got a lot of chasers here that are all hunkered down because there's nowhere to go. There's water on both sides of us, so we're kind of trapped on this bridge here. But it's the most incredible wind I've ever seen. The car's rocking, the truck has been bouncing.
Truck was bouncing.
I'm protected right now. I'm actually behind our rental right now. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to hear me. We're right on the edge of the eye wall. I thought we'd be in the eye here right now, but we're not. It's just crazy. So I'm going to try to show you before I get my water on this what it's really like. I'm going to stand up and show you. Okay?
I don't have much hair, but it was blowing. I think the phone cut out after that. Phones and water don't do well together. Let's see. What the hell? Page. Okay, I'm not using page marker. Quit. I'm not using page marker. I know that. Why is it saying I'm not using page marker? Let's see what this one is. Okay, why is it doing this?
I'm going to attempt to open the door here.
Sorry.
Talking about this is.
I'm sorry. It just.
Now I'm going to try to go outside.
This is the one that CNN used. When I tell you about the door, I ain't kidding you. That scared me to death. Two hands on that door. I was so afraid I was going to lose it, and it was going to come back at me. But I was doing all I could to keep that door from shut. So when you see the damage in RVs flipped over and all those roofs, you know the winds are pretty intense. Where we were at. I think we were in the most intense part of this hurricane. So, I'm not trying to be dramatic, trust me. So, that was one of the moments. So, yeah, I know. Headphones with audio next time, Jessica. I'm learning. That'd be a good idea, though. You're right. That would be really good. Whoa, what's that? My phone's beeping me. Oh, my mom says they're eating meatloaf. My mom, I gotta go on a little diet. I want to stop. So my mom said they're eating 11. This is old folks for you. My mom and dad eat dinner at 11:45. They're eating meatloaf, corn on the cob, and mashed potatoes. Who wants to go to mom's for lunch? Oh, lambs, you're welcome. Chad, I'm not sure, buddy. I got yours in the mail. We're going to start pumping Chad's coffee here now. Now that things are slowing down a little bit. I promise you that, Chad. I think Julie said we got a bag. So thank you, man. Hey, Ram down there in Trinidad. How about that? How was it down there? It was a lowrider, right? Everybody wants meatloaf. What is it about ketchup and meatloaf, right? But got to get back in the routine of things here. So, man, everything's like a whirlwind. I need to just sit like Forrest Gump on the bench at the school bus and just sit and relax. I can tell you how tired I was at the Marriott food place. I ordered another beer, and guess what? I didn't even take a sip. I'm like, we got to go. And I was asleep, I think, before I even put my head down. So, all right, well, this little daily brew was all scattered about everywhere. But that's the way it goes. So hopefully you enjoyed and learned a little bit. A couple shout outs again. Yes, we got a small group of supporters. Mooring Disaster Restoration. They're there right now. They're based out of Texas. So if you need any help with restoration businesses, give them a check here. Coastal Claims is there working with individuals that need help with their insurance. A good friend of mine, Frank Dalton and crew, there. We got some commercials that are out about storm prep. Lodging Solutions is there, taking care of all the linemen and all the workers there with their base camps. They're set up. Tammy's there, OSR. They're first damage assessors to help the linemen get on the ground. So they're the first ones on the scene to point people in the direction. So big shout out to Tammy and all the OSR folks. And then Furman's on the ground. So, man, we got a wonderful family of supporters that support me and Mike's Twitter page, and they are all there right now. So there's other companies, not knocking anybody else. It's just, these are the ones that we've had on our page for years now. So thank you very much. All right, So we'll be live tomorrow. I'm going to do a little 90-second reel now, talk about this little circle and make sure everybody's up to date on that. Passing Mom on the meatloaf, but I'm still going to go hang out and get coffee. I got to lose a little weight, so I'm going to start walking and riding my bike again after the cruise. There's always a reason. So, all right, y'all, have a great day. Thanks for watching us, and we will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, 9:19 Eastern, all right? And if you're dealing with Beryl, thinking of you. I know it's not fun. I saw that firsthand, trying to find gas in a hotel and a restaurant. It was not happening in Houston. So we'll see y'all tomorrow, all right? Bye-bye.